Hey guys, my name is Katarina. I'm at my house, my apartment, and I was just going to take a shower because, as you can see, I've been crying. Um, and I'm just gonna wash my whole face off and just, start over. But um, I'm having a very disturbing realization about myself, I guess. Today is the new moon, so um, it's an intense one. It's the Pisces one, so it's super emotional. And my sun sign is Gemini, and it's not all about the sun sign, but Mercury is going retrograde as well, which that does have a lot to do with who I am as a person and how I express myself, and it's always verbal and writing and talking and just in general whatever. I did an interview today with an artist, and I do these sometimes with like local artists, local whatever, whatever, like it could be visual art, it could be any other kind of art, and I know how hard it is to be an artist. And artists don't really know how to artists are not necessarily business people, they're artists. So I try to do what I can to help them out. But I've realized today that for a long time I've been doing work that does not pay, like intentionally. It's not like I'm going around pitching myself or like my whatever solutions, interviews, whatever, to people, and they're saying no, I'm not gonna pay you. It's I'm going around offering to do things for free, and that's all I've been doing. I'm having a really hard time because the truth is that the only way that I'm surviving is because my parents help me financially. And I find it to be very embarrassing because my parents have never had much. I'm not from a wealthy family. I am the only child, but I've grown up in Moscow and Russia, and my mom's Russian, my dad's American. And my mom didn't work when I was growing up. My dad did, and he fed us all, like me and my mom. And when we came to United States, my mom actually, she's an artist, so she started selling her art. And first it was really hard for her because she didn't really speak the language. My dad still has his own little small business fixing computers for people. But my mom started her company here and in the United States, selling her art, and it took her a while to get going with that, but eventually she started generating income, and I'm so proud of her because it's really hard to overcome yourself and do the uncomfortable like sales. And the problem is, and I don't really know why I'm crying, and I shouldn't really be crying, but I just want to get it out because it's just been bubbling up inside of me all this time. But I'm trying to figure out what's wrong, because the truth is that I'm not bad at sales. All the jobs that I've ever had have been sales, and I've been I was selling everything from dresses to life insurance to marketing for a big local news company. It's like a national company, but it had like a local branch. And I did well. I mean, I was able to do all these things, and I was able to like go in and ask people for money, and I was selling horrible stuff I didn't believe in. It's not horrible, it's just, it didn't work. That insurance company was like the pyramid scam, and And that like marketing thing was, they were selling stuff that like literally did not work. Like they knew it was not gonna work. I would like cry in my boss's office and tell him, listen, I'm selling this stuff to small businesses and they don't have much. Like, this is their loss. This is the loss of the money that they can't even spend on anything. They might print t-shirts for sale, or they might hire an extra server or something if they're a restaurant, or pay one of their bills, or they can spend this money on marketing. And I have the power to convince them to trust us as a company enough to buy our solutions. But why am I doing this when the solutions are not working at all? Why? How is this like moral? How is this? Why can't we sell something that is actually like useful? And he would tell me to just keep selling and not worry about it. And I didn't last very long with this. And they didn't fire me. It was very quiet. They just like cut my project and stuff just to get rid of me, so that I wouldn't say these things anymore. And I had so much of this frustration and anger at myself, because I depended on that income, and I wanted to be independent, and I wanted to be successful. And it was a prestigious job because it's a known company. It's a well-known company in the community where I am. And it was, it was something that people thought was a high achievement for someone my age. And I'm 25 now, so that was 2 years ago, like over 2 years ago that ended. And since then, I started my own business. And maybe that wasn't the right thing to do, who knows, but I didn't want to go into another sales job, and sales is all I ever have done. And that's, I think, how the world works, but what do I know? I don't think I know much. Anyway, so I started my company, and I charged people as little as I possibly can, again, for the same thing, marketing, as I was trying to do it better than the company that my relationship ended with. And there were results. Like, there were some people that decided to work with me, that worked with me in the past, that trusted me, did not trust the company anymore. I did not tell them not to. They just figured it out. But they trusted me, and they wanted to give their business to me, and they did. And I helped them get some results, but I could not pay my bills because I was charging them as little as possible and doing everything that I could, because I felt like I had to make up for what I sold before, because it wasn't fair, and I wanted to do something better, something that didn't break their bank, something that brought customers into their companies. And so I've had a few clients, and then there were some changes. One of the major clients for me, even though I still couldn't cover my bills, he just sold his businesses because he had like some life changes, divorce, and had to move away and stuff like that. So, and then a few other relationships were kind of more short term. And something, I don't know what happened, but somewhere along the line, I just stopped believing in myself completely. And I felt bad just doing any kinds of sales. And again, I can close a deal, but I don't know how or why specifically. But somewhere along the lines, I just decided that I wasn't worth it. Like, I wasn't worth paying whatever I did. Like, no matter how much value I bring to a person, I can't charge them for that. It's something in my brain. It's not like even a logical rational decision. It's just something that happened by itself, pretty much. And here I am today in the United States of America. I mean, I grew up in Russia, and I grew up in Moscow, which is like not a bad place to be born in if you're Russian. And it's so hard in other places to like even get a job, or even like open a company, even like get licensed, or you know, other things. There's so many luxuries here in America. There's so much freedom. I don't want to talk about politics. I don't care about politics. I'm talking about basic human freedoms. If you have a citizenship, if you have a green card, whatever it is, if you're like here and you have the right to be here legally, there's so much that you can do. And I was born with that. Like, I'm no one to be crying in front of the cat. Like, I don't feel like I have the right to do this, what I'm doing right. I don't have the right to be complaining about anything or be upset about anything, because what I have, most people can't even dream of. But I want to be honest, and I don't want to I don't want to lie to myself anymore. I want to figure it out. So somehow over the past 2 years of owning a business, I've degraded to asking my mom to pay my bills, and going around just helping people for free, just going around writing, filming, doing all this stuff that no one has even asked me to do. Just like asking people to let me please help them without charging them anything. So I'm trying to figure out why. And as I'm like going down that rabbit hole, I'm realizing that I don't value myself for some reason. I don't think I'm worthy being paid. And that's a big problem, because I've had situations in the past where I downright turned down like offers of business, like something that I would be compensated for, or like money for what I did, which could have been like personal reading, because I do tarot or whatever it is. Just turned it down. Someone would say, can I please pay you? Like, you helped me so much, can I pay you? And I'd say no. And meanwhile, at 25 years old, I'm living on my parents' paychecks, which is incredibly embarrassing. I'm physically able, I'm healthy, I'm not incapacitated in any way. And I'm in a country where there's so much opportunity. And like, I'm not putting any political spins in this whatsoever. This is just an observation, because I grew up in Russia, and even though I grew up in Moscow, still, like, the opportunities there it's hard. It's just really hard. Unless you're wealthy to begin with, it's very hard. And here's the thing. If my parents were, like, millionaires, who cares? You know, I'm sure a lot of Americans live on their parents' money, or let somehow their parents support them. Maybe not a lot, but quite a few, I'm sure. And so, but my parents are not wealthy, and they work really, really hard. And I somehow at 25, I'm still not independent. And worse yet, for some reason, I don't think I'm worthy of selling my work to others. But somehow I have been okay. having my rent paid by my mom. How is that? I don't know where that leaves me. I feel horrible. I'm feeling horrible today. Just hit me, and I was feeling good. I did this interview with this artist again that I just offered myself to do, because it's an artist, and I want to help people, you know, and it was a good one. I enjoyed doing it. It was great. It was very deep and insightful. And I was leaving and I was going home, and all of a sudden it hit me, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I here? Like, I have all the tools. I'm in a country of opportunity, you know. I've done sales before. I know how it's done. Like, I know how to close. Like, I've been one of the best. And I just don't feel like I'm worthy. I don't feel like my work is worth anything. And I don't know why. And I don't know how to fix it. And I don't know where to start. And I'm just so sad. This is me. And I wanted to make something real. Something honest for a while. And I just, before I wash this off and go pretend to be okay and self-sufficient, and like I got my life together, and be social, and I don't know, I just wanted to show this to the world, because this is real, and this is where I am in life at 25. And I'm honestly tired of being ashamed of how my bills are paid, because I don't want to hide that. I think hiding that keeps me in this place where perhaps I lie to myself, and maybe I don't even admit to myself that, you know, I'm paid for by my parents at 25. I think that shame and that hiding and not telling anyone is keeping me there. Like, it's something, as long as I'm hiding it from everyone, I almost feel like I can hide it from myself. But I want to anymore. I want to figure this out. I don't want to be a burden with my family, but more importantly than that, I want it to be the opposite. My parents have done everything for me, and I mentioned that I'm the only child, but they were never wealthy, but I never felt that. They've never made me feel like I was lacking something, or that we were worse than anyone else, or that I couldn't do something because we didn't have enough money. They always found some extra means to invest into my education, my experiences. They've done so much for me. They've given me their whole lives. And I want to give back. I want to help them. I don't want to be burdened on them anymore. I want it to be the opposite. I want to help. I want to help them have a good, you know, second half of their lives, to enjoy it, to travel, to do whatever they want, and not worry, in the very least, not worry about me, not have to pay my bills. That's horrible. And yeah, that something needs to change, and I don't know where to start, but I love to read, of course, and I've been reading a bunch of books and watching a bunch of stuff and learning a bunch of things, but again, like, it's not that I don't know how to sell. It's not that I don't have skills to sell. It's just somehow, somewhere, some way, psychologically, I've regressed to this miserable state of not feeling worthy and not even trying and feeling like I can't. And it's not reality, because I certainly can, but it's something in my head. And sometimes when we get to that place, we can't really get out until we admit it. We can't make any steps until we fully acknowledge it. And I just wanted to do it publicly, because I just want honesty. Starting with honesty with my own self. And in this case, it means something as extreme as making a video talking about things just as they are. I don't know why I don't feel worthy. I do bring people tremendous value. I do. Like, even in this interviewing artists that I'm connecting them to social media. I'm making these live videos that this whole entire community where I live sees, and it helps. It makes it, there's an effect. There's value that has been proven, and not let alone the things that I know how to do that others don't, and let alone, you know, I can get an actual job if I can't sell my services or my solutions. I can certainly get a job. You know, I have experience, I have education, I have everything. You know, this is not a complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm trying to find out what is wrong in my head, like what is wrong in my thinking process. Well, like what's wrong up there, so that I can fix it, make some changes. I have nothing to complain about, absolutely nothing to complain about, but I haven't been honest. I haven't lied either, but I haven't talked about this. It's hard to talk about. And again, if I was coming from an independently wealthy family where money was just not an issue for anyone, maybe this wouldn't even take place, because my behavior would not be a burden on anyone. And I certainly don't judge people for anything. I don't think it's my place to judge anyone, but I feel this sinking feeling every time I think about my parents paying for my bills, because they're not independently wealthy. This is not easy money. This is not something that our family has an abundance of. So it's hard-earned money, and money that is finite, very finite. And so they're sacrificing their comforts and their whatever they could do as people who actually make this income. They're sacrificing it for their 25-year-old child who is healthy, capable, educated, intelligent enough, skillful enough to work, to do any kind of work, full-time employment, self-employment, whatever. But I haven't done any of it. And all I've been focusing on is working for free. So, like, again, going after people and offering them help without even asking to be paid, without even trying to get paid for anything. So I just want to solve it. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to be like this. I can do so much better in this country, in this community, with everything that I've got. I can do a lot better, and I want to, and I think this is where it starts. It's just coming clean and sharing this place of struggle. And that spirituality is a huge part of my life, so sharing struggle is also partially releasing struggle. I know that this new moon, this kind of energetic shift, has been a lot about surrendering the struggle. I've read about it, I've heard about it, I felt it. I'm ready to surrender mine. Because it's a struggle I'm imposing on myself and on others. And I need to find value in me. And I need to find value in knowing that I can support myself. I need to be okay with the past and doing things that I didn't really believe in for a living. And I need to make a new living, an honest living, where I have a sense of worth, where I know what my needs are, and where I make an effort every single day to have these needs met, and where I ask for them to be met by my clients, by an employer, instead of pretending like I don't have any needs, and then shifting that responsibility for my livelihood onto my parents. I'm ready to end this pattern, and I hope this video helps me do it. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate that.